Hello everybody, Joel Michael here, also known as Theje. I just wanted to take a second to thank everyone who's been buying my music off of iTunes and Google Play. It's your downloads that are keeping Theje's notebook review going. And I have a new track out there now called Get On To Me, which is available now, and it's easily my best track yet. Alright, on with the show. Asus is currently tied with fellow Taiwanese company Acer for 4th place in overall PC shipments after a small growth spurt according to IDC. They're still nowhere near the 3rd place competitor HP, but they are the only other company in the top 5 to show growth besides the number 1, Lenovo. Can new entries into the field like the GL551 gaming notebook help continue this trend? Let's find out. Hello everybody, welcome back to Theje's Notebook Review. What I'm reviewing today is the Asus GL551 gaming notebook. It's a 15.6-inch portable powerhouse that retails for around $1,200. So what does this mean for the packaging versus the N series that I reviewed last time? Well, now each component has its own enclosed space with plenty of breathing room. Hopefully the premium you're paying for this machine equates to more than just a cardboard box full of hot air. This then is the Asus GL551JM gaming notebook. This particular model packs an Intel Core i7-4710HQ CPU rated at 2.5 GHz, the Nvidia GTX 860M GPU with 2 gigs of GDDR5 speedy fast VRAM, a whopping 16 gigs of DDR3L memory, and a super quick 256GB SSD, all underneath a 15.6-inch 1080p matte display. The notebook itself weighs in at 6 pounds, the screen can be opened easily with one hand, and it's all powered by a 6-cell lithium-ion battery that keeps the blood pumping for almost 4 hours of Netflix and almost 2 hours of gaming. Let's see what all those holes in the side do. On the front, we have a card reader and the indication lights. On the right, we have a headset jack, USB 3.0, the DVD-RW drive, and a lock slot. There's nothing on the back. And on the left, we have the DC in, the vent, a mini display port, HDMI, LAN, and 2 more USB 3.0 ports for a total of 3 USBs. The top of the notebook emits a muted shine with a brushed metal texture, safe for the chrome Asus logo and mild ROG insignia that lights up when the notebook is on. The inside chassis around the keyboard has a simple yet elegant plastic with a semi-gloss finish that really likes to show off your fingerprints. The bottom cover proved very stubborn to remove, which seems to be the new trend with notebooks these days. It's also seemingly impossible to correctly replace, so this unit is now mildly disfigured. Underneath we see that the included SSD is a Kingston drive, both RAM slots are taken, and the wireless card is Asus branded, so it's probably an Atheros wireless N card. Nevertheless, reception is quite excellent and gave me no less than 5 bars, which isn't an easy feat. The keyboard on the GL551 is one of the best keyboards I've used yet. It has soft feedback that registers strokes very well with natural spacing between the keys and is very quiet. The backlight comes in 3 different brightness settings and uses 2 hotkeys to maneuver between them. The light also turns off after a period of inactivity, which I think is a nice touch. The touchpad, by stark contrast, is almost the worst. Not only does it lack physical buttons, but the mouse movement uses a special smoothing technique. The extra polish might look fancy, but it takes away from the predictability, making its use rather tedious. The touchpad can be disabled via hotkey, the setting is remembered when you reboot the machine, and can be disabled automatically with an external peripheral. The 1080p display on the Asus GL551 is just that, a 1080p display. It has narrow viewing angles and doesn't get extra bright or dim. The hinges don't even allow it to tilt back very far, but at least it's matte. The speakers here are of mild quality. I have to say that I expected more from this price range, at least something that rivals the Lenovo Y50. What we get, however, are subpar stereo speakers with almost no bottom end. I can't even hear the bass line from Rage Against the Machine's Calm Like a Bomb at all, so expect to miss out on most of the spectrum compared to competitors. It's a major letdown, but if all you're doing on this notebook is gaming, the odds of you relying on notebook speakers are pretty slim anyway. The overall system performance of the 256GB SSD is legit, as the transfer speeds register at up to 550 megabytes a second according to AtoBench. That's more than twice as fast as a 2TB 7200 RPM 64 meg desktop hard drive. And it doesn't stop there, as web browsing is devilishly fast, and application load times are far quicker than even my desktop rig. I do have a small gripe about the partitioning, as the SSD is split down the middle, leaving less disk space for those who rely mostly on Steam for their library. On to gaming. The GL551 makes a brilliant effort to give you the best gaming experience possible. Expect to be able to run modern games in high details, leaving out those ultra-detailed bits. Frame rates will casually report in at over 60 frames per second, and stuttering is non-existent thanks to the SSD. This is also the stealthiest gaming notebook I've used so far, with very little fan noise when under load, moderate temperatures for your lap, and no observable throttling of any kind. The battery refuses to put out all of the power by its lonesome, so your performance will be cut in half when away from the plug. Like I said before, the 6-cell will last for almost 2 hours while gaming, which isn't bad at all. For the bottom line, what the GL551 is all about is longevity. It's meant to not have to be upgraded for years, comes with less than your average amount of bloatware, and what little it does have is easy to remove. $1,200 might seem like a bit of a premium for a notebook not made entirely of premium components, but at the end of the gaming day, you're getting exactly what you paid for, not a penny more or a penny less. In conclusion, students get a thumbs down. The performance, battery life, and keyboard make it a perfect fit for your lifestyle, but it's pretty heavy on the shoulder and is way too expensive for your back pocket. You should be able to find something much less expensive that still lasts for hours. Casual gamers should go for this model. I understand it's a huge extension on your budget, but the GL551 represents the upgrading endgame that I always endorse here on Theje's Notebook Review. Competitive gamers will also be happy with this Asus notebook. It has enough gaming power to get the most out of your finely tuned Twitch aiming, and no other gaming apparatus can do it better at this price point. Desktop replacement users will be very pleased with the GL551 and an external storage solution. This notebook will crunch through audio-visual editing and coding just as well as any peer device, if not better. You'll be spending way more money to get something more suitable. Home users should never pay over $1,000 for a notebook. Ever. No exceptions. This has been a review of the Asus GL551 gaming notebook. Go ahead and thumbs me up, comment down below with your questions, and please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and you guys, have a good night.